Welcome! These are horse racing bets for Wednesday, the 5th of April, and Masters golf bets for this week starting on Thursday, the 6th of April. I am Flat Cap Callum, and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, it's the start of the Flat Cap Callum week. Obviously, as most of you know, Flat Cap Callum week starts on Tuesday night. So that's how it works in my world. So I'm back as for my usual 2 days off. Not been doing anything in the comments last couple of days. Personally, I didn't even have any sort of bet on Tuesday whatsoever. It's nothing to kind of report from there. So I'll go through the review of Sunday. We'll have a quick word on kind of where the stats are at. And then we'll get cracking into Wednesday's selections. It's a full stake day, £20. Mainly focused at Leopardstown, but I've got a couple of other bits as well. It's a full stake day, and I think the first race, I've tried to look at my note. I can't remember. I think it's something like the 235 Wolverhampton, something like that. So it's a Wolverhampton race, 225, 235 Wolverhampton. 4 bets, £20. That's what we've got. And then I'm going to go through Masters Golf for those that want it. So for the Masters, it's my favourite tournament of the year for a betting perspective. It's also, I'd say, probably top of my bucket list of sporting events I would love to go to. Albeit the weather is not it's not so favourable this year, and usually weather's pretty good. And I do think the weather's going to play a big part in the results. So as much as I'm happy with the staking plan, could get completely done over by the weather. So it's going to be changeable, a bit breezy. There's going to be a bit of rain, so you might find that certain players just get a lovely window of opportunity to go out and play. So yeah, it's going to be a tricky Masters, I think. So what I've done is a £20 staking plan, like I would do for some sporting events. So it's got 6 components to it. The challenge I've got is, and the reason I don't record them on the statistics anymore, is because I'm recommending it through different betting accounts. So if you've got access to various betting accounts, you could put the whole lot on. There are certain bets where I would say I'd only put them on at certain betting certain bookies, and certain bets that you can only put on at certain bookies. So you can kind of have a look through, pick and choose what you want. Some people who just want to go for the singles, but even them, they are kind of bookmaker dependent, because the singles for the Masters, I would definitely say that Paddy are favourable. They're 10 places. There are bookies paying 12, like Betfair playing 12, but basically the combination of Paddy's 10 with the odds they're offering, overall as a generalist, there'll be standout prices elsewhere, but Paddy generally are coming out better for single bets on the golf. So we'll get to that. So how did we do last Sunday? We did 20 on and we got 668 back, and we lost another week. £4 is all we finished down last week. But I know that's if the Sky 365, if you were elsewhere, you'd have had a little bit more than that. So I am absolutely still on the when's it going to end? When am I going to hit something decent on the channel this year track? I feel like a bit like a broken record. History of the channel, fine. This year, not great on the channel. In the comments, fine. Freebets.com, fine. It's just frustrating. But it's where we're at, and I'm going to keep cracking on. We had a nice Saturday, just wasn't enough to cover the whole week. So that's where we are. So Sunday, spinning through them, we had strike rate, but not enough in the right places. It was a no place. So it was 2 places there on one leg of the split lucky and 1 on the other. Then we had no, and then the bottom 2 did place, but the bottom 1 was only on Sky, so that was a place double for Sky. No one else placed single. It didn't make much difference. And then no, yes, no, but no return because it was 1 leg. And did we have a bet for? Oh yes, we did. Place, no. I think that's basically how it was. So it wasn't very good. Strike rate, 5 place horses was in the right ballpark, but 3 together is what we need. And Yeah, so far this year to even have two winners in the lucky 15 has been something that is hard to come by, and we were knocking out as well a number last year from a percentage point of view more four placed horse on a fourfold, and if you get those at some nice prices, the whole thing looks very very different, and that's what we're a little bit short of at the moment is trying to hit a place fourfold. That would be very very nice. We're going to have a few attempts at it. Three lucky 15s for Wednesday, so we will see. All right, that's that. So I think for the channel, I think it's like minus 216 for the year. So as always, super honest and transparent about what I'm doing here. Win, lose or draw, I'll tell you the stats. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just putting out my bets. You take my word for it that I make money from horses. Unfortunately, not on this channel account in the last 3 months. History of the channel, yes, I do. All right. So moving on to Wednesday staking plan. And yes, we are starting here. So I was having a moment there. Starting here. 225 Wolverhamptons. My only Wolverhampton horse. I've got nothing at Kempton should flags. There's no evening bets. They're all afternoon bets. 225 Wolverhampton. The only Wolverhampton horse. Susie's Connoisseur. Backed it before. I still think it's well handicapped. And 14s is a lovely price. And anything north of kind of 8 to 1 really, I think is fine for that horse. So yeah, well worth it. It's got the claimer on that has been on it regularly. Just got stuck in traffic last time, so a better run. The draw's okay, so we'll see how we go with Susie's Connoisseur. No extra places on that race. Then the 350. I've got two in there. That's my preferred race of the day. Not specifically the race, but the two horses. There are three really good handicaps at Leopardstown, where more or less all bookies are paying 5 places and Sky are paying 6 on 1. They are really, really good betting heats, generally speaking, mathematically. But the 350 Nottingham, I've got two horses. Unfortunately, Sky they've gone 4 places for 11 runners. No one else is, but I'm perfectly happy with the bet with 3 places. So if you're not on with Sky, it's still a good bet. But yeah, Tin Fandango at 18s, I like the price. I'd have it absolutely single figures, to be honest, on there. And then we've got 522 Leopardstown. The ones at Leopardstown, I'm having a go at some prices is how I describe it. Whereas those two, really happy with that. At Leopardstown, I'm trying my luck a little bit at some prices because I don't see strong horses at the top of the market at all. The ground's a bit dodgy, and I think it's well worth trying your luck with some possibles at a price. So 522 Leopardstown, Sin Shakels, no idea if I pronounced that right, 40 to 1, and then the 552 Gudrun Genberg, 14 to 1, 20p each way, lucky 15. Sky best, but that's because I've got an extra place there, an extra place there. Everybody else is basically the same, pretty much for everything I'm doing for Wednesday. So you want to find a 365 Coral, Paddy Labrooks, that kind of bookmaker that will give you best price guaranteed on a multiple. Some of them won't go best price guaranteed until the morning. So that is bet one. But yeah, when I'm talking about getting up a fourfold, place fourfold on that one, that sorts right out. Yeah, it's not that easy though, is it? My camera's a bit... Maybe that's a bit better. I've got some smudges on there. All right, bet 2. So we've got here all Leopardstown. We've got the 305. I've only got 1 in that race. So the other handicaps Leopardstown, I've got 2 apiece. But that one I've got 1. And I really think it's worth going having a crack at the rank outsider. So it's first run in Ireland, hasn't run for a while. The last 3 runs in the UK, it ran terribly. That is why the horse is the price it is. Now, argument for the defence on this horse is 100% it will go with the ground. It's run over further and run well, so it will stay on all right on that ground, on that distance, on 10 furlongs, because it's run over 1.5 miles. It's run to a way better standard than it's handicapped for right now. So it's all about whether the horse bounces back. It's twice in its life, I think, when it was 3 and when it was 4, not last season, but the other two seasons before, it won first time out. So it goes well fresh, likes the ground. It's all about whether that bounces back and whether the new trainer in Ireland's got any sort of tune out of it. That horse, I absolutely can see that being a price mover. So 50 to 1 across the board at the moment. The thing is, it'll either run a decent enough race, I think, and come framed, or it will come pretty much last. I don't see it as a mid-packer, so we will see. But that is value for the day. So it's 60p each way single on that as well. 340, no extra places. Power under me, I think it's worth taking on the front two at 7 to 1. Then the 522, we're going Patrick Street 22s. And the 552, I think it's handicap debutant Fire Cole. There's enough in previous history to suggest that it's handicap possibly all right, but it's a bit of a risky one. So that's gone in there at 33s. So that 50 to 1 is way better than that 33 to 1. So 20p, and I get it. Yeah, I know 50 to 1 is better than 33 to 1, but the value in that is way better than the value in that. 20p each way, lucky 15, 60p each way single on Group 1 Power, and same advice purely because that race is paying 6 on Sky. It's a very marginal one. If you're getting bog on these tonight, then take the bog and sacrifice the 6th place. There will be occasions when the 6th place becomes very important, and let's hope it's not tomorrow. But yeah, that's only that one place. Everything else is same place elsewhere, and the prices are pretty similar. That 720 is bet 2. Bet 3. This one's changed shape a little bit. The problem is when I started looking and doing some research at 7 o'clock, by the time I actually came to write it all out, basically I had a whole little bet at Wincanton, and a couple of them were just no goes. So I've rejigged it. So bet 3 looks like this: 325 Wincanton. Gun Runner Cash 22s is currently 33s on 365 at the time of making this video, so much better price 365. 350 Nottingham John Snow at 16s, 4 o'clock Wincanton West End Boy at 11s, and 435 Wincanton No Tonic 11s. It's a smaller stake, 16 pence each way, lucky 15, 480 the bet. Sky Best, but purely on the one extra place there, so it's a bit like the last bet. One place is all it is. It's very marginal. If you're getting bog elsewhere, then you're absolutely fine on this one, I think. So those. But yeah, there were 2 other horses in Wincanton, which are basically, they're about 8 to 1 when I looked at them, and they've gone into like 4 to 1, and it's just the value's not there anymore. So they may well run very well and make the frame, but not a 4 to 1 for me in a bet like this. Certainly not both of them. So I decided to take them both out. I'm happy with I'm way happy with what this bet looks like now. So that's bet 3. And then we'll finish off with the horses with my combo double. So I'm going with the 350 Nottingham because I really like those 2 horses at those prices. Tin Fandango 18s, John Sow at 16s. I think they should be way shorter. And then it was a bit of a debate, to be honest, between the last 2 races at Leopardstown. I've plumped with the 522. And the 522, I feel like I'm talking about trains, 522, Patrick Street at 22s, and Sin Air Shekels at 40s. Slightly better prices and slightly better value. Still very risky, those 2. But I think in the context of the race, I think there's some prices will get chucked up at Leopardstown tomorrow in the frame, so we'll see. Sky Best, Sky are an extra place on both those. So they're 4 and 6, everyone else is 3 and 5. So it is definitely preferable for a Sky for this kind of bet because it's a combination bet. Sky Best, then 365 Paddy Coral Ladbrokes, where you'll get bog, 4 times 25p each way doubles, £2 is your bet. That is bet 4. All right, and now I'm going to get on with the Masters Golf stuff. The only thing I was going to say, just a very quick note on the fact that in the last few days there's been some absolute nonsense in the comments, which is I'm just absolutely fed up with it. So I've removed all the comments reference to it. So if anyone's looking, they're not there anymore. But yeah, basically 2 people were having a fallout on a different channel, and it spilled over onto my channel, and I just don't want anything to do with it, to be honest. Like, it's presumably 2 grown adults who clearly are very intelligent and have both got their own unique way of finding value in the horse racing market. And I hold myself to a certain standard when it comes to respect and courtesy. Not everybody has to and does hold themselves to the same. That they've had a falling out. It's got a little bit out of hand as far as I can see, and as what happens sometimes, particularly when men are involved, a bit of ego and bravado gets in the way, and it's just got a bit silly and a bit nasty. So anything else that references that's coming on the channel, I'm just going to remove. I haven't removed any people, but there's people just making up fake accounts and all sorts of nonsense. And I'm just trying to run a low-key betting advice channel, right? I'm not into having domestics and stuff. If anyone wants to ask my view on anything horse racing related, that's fine. If you want to come on here and slur somebody else, I'm not interested. So yeah, hopefully at some point they might sort it out, or they might possibly miraculously agree to just never mention it and comment on each other again. Yeah, it's just I don't want any part of it. Like, I'm not here for nonsense and drama and whatever. I'm just here to give people my best advice of what I can do, and I got enough worries trying to sort out my deficit for this year than to deal with that rubbish. So hopefully that is clear, noted. Moving on. Masters Golf bets. All right, so it's a £20 staking plan. As I said, I'm not recording it for my statistics. So if you're following me to the letter and you want to follow my stats, not recording it. 100% I have put these bets on myself. Not necessarily to the same stake, but I have put the bets on myself with the almost to all the bookmakers I've suggested, because a few have changed since I wrote some of this stuff out. But I have put my own money on these bets. I'm not recording it for the channel stats because it gets very complicated because they're all different bookmakers. So you can choose what you would like to do with it. There are 6 parts to it. So it's 3 pages, 6 parts. And yeah, up to you. But I will I'll do updates as we go through the weekend, and when we get to next week, so Bank Holiday Monday, I'm doing a video. I will kind of go through, run down how we got on with the bookmakers. All right, so some side bet stuff to start with. So bet 1. This is advised through 365. There's not many bookmakers that let you do this kind of bet, which is basically you look at the top 10, top 20, top 30, top 40 market. 365, Betfair, Paddy are ones that do allow you to do a bet like this where you can put them in multiples. Most bookmakers have them priced up, but they won't let you do it as a multiple. So this is the top 20 market. It's advised through 365. The prices are slightly better. Now, we are talking about short prices here, and this is just a straight up fourfold. But don't be fooled. Even when you've got really slight differences with the fractions, when you've got an accumulator, it adds up to make a difference. So you can have a very, very small change in one of these where you think, oh, well, there's not much difference. That's at 10 to 11, not 11 to 10. But when you add it up in an accumulator, it does make a difference from a value perspective. So top 20, Xander Schauffele, Sung Jae Im, Hideki Matsuyama and Corey Connors. So simple, straightforward bet is that you need all of these 4 to finish in the top 20 in order to get a return. If the others don't, then they don't. The other way of doing this bet, and Paddy do a good promotion on this, so is you can, there's 2 promotions they've got running at the same time, which is, one promotion is bet £5 on an accumulator and get another free £5 bet. So although you're not necessarily going to get the price value on Paddy for this, if you put the bet on with Paddy for a £5 bet, or you could do £2 bet, that you would get your money back as a free bet. So that is a value way of doing it, even though the prices aren't quite the same. Paddy do that up to £10, and if one leg lets you down, then you get your money back that way. So there's a double kind of whammy on a bet like this that you could have a look at. Price wise, it's advised 365, but if you're using Paddy promotions, it's not. It's okay too. It's just in a different way of looking at value. Bet 2 is a single, but it's the only single I'm advising that isn't on Paddy. So this is 365 Sky or Betfred, 8 places Cameron Champ. Is a lot of people's outside pick purely because his form at Augusta every time he's played has been good. Outside of that, his form is pretty terrible, but he turns up at Augusta and he seems to play all right. So he's absolutely worth chancing. Place terms, 365 Sky and Betfred are 250 to 1 for 8 places. Most other bookies are a shorter price than that. And you might get better place terms or whatever. It's worth shopping around for. But the way I've calculated it's 250 to 1 at 8 places is the best terms that I've found. 50p each way single. So that is either 365 or Sky or Betfred. Those are bets 1 or 2. Bet 3. So these are the top category bets. So the first one is a Win Trixie. Sky are best for this one, and 365 are very marginally the next best. There's not much in it. I think it comes down to the difference between half a point on Danny Willett. So top category, top Spanish, Sergio Garcia 72. For a lot of people that would look like a ridiculous bet because John Rahm will be one of people's favourites, but Sergio Garcia's got form at the course, and if John Rahm has an off day, which does happen, then 72 to finish ahead of him, I think it's a pretty good bet. Top Australian, Min Woo Lee. It's a competitive market, the top Australian one, but I think he's been overlooked a little bit. I have got him as single as well, and I have got another Australian as single, but I think 4-1 for that market's quite good. And then top Englishman, there's 5 of them in the tournament, but Danny Willett for me is the one that's got the form at the Masters, and he's been playing all right this year. So I'm quite happy with that as a value-based Trixie. So Sergio Garcia 72, Min Woo Lee at 4s, Danny Willett 32, 50p win Trixie on that one. Then bet 4. I tried to find some each way value in that top category market, and I was coming up short, and so I've just left it as a single. Ladbrokes are the only ones now, are the major bookies, that are still 16. Everyone else is 14s. It's not a massive difference. I would take 14s, but if you have got Ladbrokes, 16s is what you can get. So the top GB and Ireland market, Danny Willett, so it's 3 places, 75p each way single at 16-1. Again, he's got to try and get over McIlroy, and that's what people would think, well, that's ridiculous, but it pushes the value up because you've got a short price person at the top there, which pushes the others up, and therefore it's giving you value in the place market. You never know, he could have an absolute stormer and play well again there, but even if he's pretty decent, to try and get top 3 GB in Ireland is it's 16-1. I think it's a good price. That are those, and then 2 more bets. Bet 5, this one, it's a bit short for a Trixie, but I think I'd rather do it as a Trixie in the staking plan. You can make your mind up whether or not you just want to do it as a treble. So you could do it as a £2 treble if you wanted to. But the top 30 market on Paddy or Betfair, marginally better than doing it elsewhere. Cameron Champ at 2-1, Kevin Na at 5-2, and Russell Henley 5-4. 50p win Trixie. And then we get into the main chunk of the bet. So this is where most of the stake is. Singles on Paddy Power advice. So Paddy Power are 10 places. Betfair are 12s, but the prices are not as good. Sky Bet do 8 in the main market, but they'll give you a 12 price, and you lose a bit of value in the 12 place market. So these are all Paddy Power 10 place market. Corey Connors 40-1, £1.25 each way. Sung J Im 33-1, £1.25 each way. Jason Day 25-1, £1.25 each way. Hideki Matsuyama 40-1, 75p each way. Min Woo Lee 50-1, 75p each way. And finishing off, Kevin Na 300-1, 50p each way. Those are the singles in the plan. All right, that is that. Okay. I think that's it for me. It's always a long video, and it's first video of the week. I think that's me. So hopefully some of you will get involved in those Masters bets, and we get a run for our money in places, and we'll see. But I've tried to put a bit of variance, do a bit of different stuff in there. From my perspective, those bets all have some element of value in, but as I said, I'm a little concerned about the weather stuffing up a few people's chances. It may work in our favour, it may not. It's just the forecast is mixed at the moment. It's not clear enough, I don't think. So some people will not put their bets on the golf until Wednesday night, which would be quite sensible because you get a much better read of whether the weather forecast is going to be in your favour or not. For those people who don't bet on golf usually, what I'm talking about is the first batch of golfers will go out in Augusta on a Thursday morning and they will finish on a Friday night. The second batch of golfers go out Thursday afternoon night and they finish Friday morning. So you know that which side of the draw you're in will tell you whether or not you want, depending on whether the weather's going to be the worst, you can look at where you might want to avoid to pick players. Because it will be the deciding factor with some people making the cut or not. Okay, thank you very much. So just as a last reminder, I'm back tomorrow night for Thursday selections. Then Friday, on Good Friday, I'll be back Friday morning. So it'll be a Friday morning video. It's going to be a quietish one, I think. Can't tell because the declaration stage has not reduced the fields down, but there's only 3 meetings on Friday, so it should be a quiet day, I think, Friday. Then Saturday looks all right, quite busy, I think. Sunday, I'm not planning to make a video unless I find something miraculous, because I'm out Saturday night at a birthday / Kaylee. I'm thinking I'm going to get in very, very late, so I'm not doing any research Saturday night, nor am I going to feel great about it Sunday morning. So I may well put stuff in the comments on Sunday, and I'll only do a video if I happen to find a collection of horses that I really get excited about, and then I might make a video, but otherwise I'll put stuff in the comments. And then I should also be doing a video Easter Monday, which I won't normally do, but Easter Monday is a good day's racing, so there will be a video Easter Monday morning. Easter Monday morning? Yeah, I think that sounds right. All right, thank you very much. Enjoy your week thus far. I hope you've enjoyed your week so far, and I hope you enjoy the rest of it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.